right, welcome to math class. You are doing cost of credit today. Credit, remember, is money that you are borrowing. This is based on the expectation that you will repay the amount in the future, sometimes with added fees and or interest. Basically, banks are a business, so that means they need to get money if they're going to give you money. Interest is basically referred to the charge. It's basically what I said just a minute ago, allowing you to do that. So you sometimes need a loan whenever you are buying a house, buying a car, large purchases that you can't necessarily pay immediately for. This might be all sorts of things. This could be your student loans, because most of us don't have anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 to pay for school. And these could also be emergencies. Let's say your car breaks down. Let's say you ended up having to buy something else that you weren't expecting. Interest is basically the thing you have to understand. That's because you're going to have to pay back not only the amount you borrowed, and then some. So, credit cards. These typically have a credit limit. These are designed to make sure that people don't overspend. And credit cards can actually be a really great thing because they can actually help your credit. The problem is a lot of people only pay a minimum payment. This is how people get into huge credit card debt. The minimum payment is the smallest amount that a person can pay in order to get rid of their credit card. Interest, unfortunately, with credit cards are incredibly high. They're usually in the 20% range. This could be anywhere from 22 to 29, even 21. Personal loans allow people to make larger purchases and usually has a fixed term. That means you have to pay it back within this amount of time. Most personal loans are anywhere from 3 to 5 years. Easy access loans are very short term. This is like the payday loans. And these unfortunately have incredibly high interest rates. They are generally the quickest way to access funds. This is also the thing that Ms. Garrett will tell you do not ever get. That's because most of these places are designed to get more money from you, and you don't always get to. All right, so we got Peter. He's taking out a $26,000 loan. He qualifies for a 4.11 interest rate, and we got a 5-year term with monthly payments of $480. So, since it's years, I'm going to actually multiply that by 12 to get to months. So, he's going to be doing this for 60 months, and we're going to do that 480 times 12 to figure out exactly how much he is paying, which in this case is going to be $28,800. So, obviously the total repayment is more because there is $2,800 in interest. All right, so now the last question is asking, all right, so again, how is interest with credit different interest with savings? So, okay, that's not the base shape. This is the 3D figure. I don't want the 3D figure. I just want the triangle. And then I want you to label the triangle. All right, so credit, again, you have to pay it back. With your savings, you get paid. And I'm sorry if this video seems a little weird. I'm actually doing this morning during tutorials, which is the reason why I keep pausing and then I forget where I was, so I apologize about that. All right, so now we've got Jill. She's paying for a $1,200 vacation by using a credit card with an 18% interest rate. Still horrible, but at least it's better than most credit cards. So in order to pay it off in 12 months, she's going to have to make payments of $110.02 each month. So I'm going to do the 110 with 2 cents times my 12 months, which gives me $1,320.24. Then I'm going to go ahead and subtract these two because I want to know how much the interest was. So remember, I'm taking my total minus my principal, which gives me 100. So I'm left with $120.24. Now, we have Brady has $20,000 in student loans, 3% interest rate, 5 years. So first off, I need to change that into months. So 5 times 12 gives me 60 months, because we know his payments per month is $362.05. So I'm going to multiply that by my 60. That's how I ended up with $21,723. Now I'm going to subtract minus my $20,000 to get my interest paid, which is $1,723. You can also use totals here. So all of these, since I just did this, these would all be 60 months. So basically, I'm going to take my term, which is my here to here. I'm going to do 60 months times my monthly payment. So this one would be $5,524.80, which means my interest paid would be $524.80. My next one would be $6,082.80, which means now I'm paying $1,082.80. My last one with the higher interest rate would be $6,673.20, which means I total payback in interest $1,673.20. So what conclusions can we make about interest rate and cost of credit? Well, the higher the interest rate, higher the rate, the more you repay. All right, last one, and hopefully I can get this done before the bell rings. So this time we're going to go ahead and change these all in a month. So I'm just multiplying this by 12. So 12, 36, and 60. All right, so this time your total repayment, $32,736, which means we only pay back $736. Next one, $34,128, which means $2,128. The last one, $35,520, which means that your interest rate that you're paying, or not interest rate, but the interest paying is $3,520. So if they were all the same rate, the only thing that changed was how long. So the longer the term, or the longer you have to repay, the more you have to pay back, or the more you repay. All right, hopefully this answers any questions, and hopefully if you have any questions, you go ahead and email me, or if you're in class with me right now, just go ahead and raise your hand. Otherwise, enjoy your time, and thank you very much.